Hello, friends. It's Miss Patty at the library again. I told you I'd be back with a story. And today I'm going to tell you the story of the three bears and Goldilocks. So, you know how some good stories start out with once upon a time. In the forest, there lived three bears: a papa bear, a mama bear, and a baby bear. And they had such good times together in their little house. And sometimes they liked to go out for a walk in the woods. And just to see everything that was there, which flowers are blooming, what berries have budded out that they can eat. They go down to the stream to see if there's any new fish that they might catch for dinner. So one morning, when the bear family got up, Mama decided it was porridge day. And she made a big pot of porridge on the stove, and she stirred and stirred and just stirred and stirred. And Papa said, today would be a great day for a walk. How soon can we eat? And Mama said, well, let me dish it up. So she got the bowls out for everybody, and she dished out the porridge into the bowls. And as they sat down to eat their porridge for breakfast, Papa took a little bite of his, and he said, this is too hot. And Mama took a little bite of hers, and she said, oh, I think you're right, it's too hot. And Baby Bear just didn't even hardly get his to his mouth, and he said, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. So Papa said, let's go for a walk in the woods. I found a beehive the other day, and I want to go back and see if we can get some honey. So they grabbed a couple of jars, and they walked out the door and closed it behind them and went to find the beehive and see if they could get some yummy honey. Well, as they went out the back door to where the beehive was, there was a little girl wandering around in the forest, and she was a little lost. Her name was Goldilocks, and they named her that because of her beautiful flowing blonde hair. It looked like the sun. It was so light-colored. Well, she saw the bear's house, and she wondered and wondered, and she went up, and she peeped in the window, and she didn't see anybody. So she went to the door and knocked on the door, and she listened, and she didn't hear anybody. So she opened the door, and she walked in, and she said, I smell porridge. Oh, that's my favorite breakfast in the wide world. Oh, my goodness. And she saw at the table 3 bowls, a great big bowl, a medium-sized bowl, and a little bowl. And she wondered which she should try first. So she walked around the table to where the big bowl was, and she took a spoonful of it. Oh, that's too hot. So she put the spoon back in the bowl. Then she went to the middle-sized bowl, and she took the spoon and put it up to her mouth and said, ew, that's cold. And put the spoon back in. She said, ugh, I don't like cold porridge. She went to the small bowl. She looked at it. She liked the color of the bowl. She liked that it was her size. She took the spoon and took the first bite and said, this is just right. And she ate the whole bowl of porridge and then set it back. Oh, when she was full, oh, she stretched and stretched. And she thought, I'm a little tired. I think I might go find a comfy chair. So she walked in to the living room and saw 3 sizes of chairs. A great big chair. She climbed in it, and it was hard as a rock. So she climbed out of it, went to the middle-sized chair, climbed up and almost sunk down to the bottom of the floor in that chair, and she crawled her way out. It was too soft. Then she went to the very small chair. Oh, it was her favorite color, and it looked just right for her. And as she plopped down, the chair broke and she landed on the floor. Oh my, I guess I'm a little too tall for that chair. Oh, I'm still so tired. I guess maybe I'll go upstairs and see if there's a nice comfy bed I can lay in. So as she went upstairs, she came to a nice sized room and there was a great big bed. And she said, this looks great. So she climbed up in the great big bed. Oh, it was hard as a rock. She had to get out of that bed. Next to it was a medium-sized bed. And she crawled into it and sunk way down in the cushions. And she crawled her way out and she said, oh, that's too soft. So then she said, well, surely there's 3 bowls. Surely there's 3 beds. So she went to the other room upstairs and it had a little bed that looked just right for her and a nice soft pillow. And she laid down and she went fast asleep. Well, friends, you know what happens. The bears come home. They got their honey. They put it aside for later. Mama was going to make some biscuits that afternoon. And they went to their porch. And Baby Bear said, my porridge is gone. Somebody ate my porridge. And Mama Bear said, oh, looks like somebody's been missing in mine. And Papa said, my spoon moved. I had my spoon in this spot and it moved to this spot. My spoon has been moved. And Mama said, we better go look around and see what else has happened while we've been gone. So they went into the living room and Papa looked at his chair and he said, my chair's been moved. I had it in this spot and now it's in this spot. And my cushion's wriggled off of it. And Mama said, it looks like somebody's crawled out of my chair. Oh my. And Baby Bear just busted out crying. My chair's broke. My chair's broke. Because they all saw the pieces of the chair. So they said, well, I guess we'll go upstairs and see what's going on up there. So they went into the big bedroom, and Papa said, my blankets have been moved. My blanket was here, and now it's here. Somebody's been in my bed. And Mama said, well, somebody's been in my bed because they knocked all the comfy cushions off the floor. And they heard Baby Bear just screaming from his room. And they ran in. They said, what in the world? She's here. That girl's sleeping in my bed. That girl right there, she's sleeping in my bed. And Goldilocks woke up and she was frightened. And it scared her. And she said, oh my goodness, it's bears. And so she jumped out of the bed, ran down the stairs, ran out the door, and found her way home. Because her brain all of a sudden remembered where she lived. So she went on the right path to her house, and they never saw her in the woods again. So friends, that's our story today. And what you're going to get in the mail is a copy of the story. But this story ends with Goldilocks falling asleep. So you can decide what happens next, okay? I just made up what happened next in my story. You're going to get a page that's got the bears and Goldilocks. You're going to get a page that has the table and it has the bowls. You're going to get a page that has 2 beds and 2 chairs. And you're going to get a page that has a bed, a chair, and a window. Now, in my story, in reading through this page, it mentions nothing about a window. So you can use the window in your story. Maybe she decides to jump out of the window. And if you think about it, it may not be that far down. Or there might be a tree out the window that she can climb down. That's totally up to you. And you're also going to get, for the little bittiest ones, some more felt pieces to put on the back of your little cutout pieces that you do. So you can do a felt board. And the big ones are going to get the craft sticks again, so you can make a puppet show out of it. Okay? And for those who are new with us and who have just registered, we will make sure you get the things that you need if you need to make a felt board for the babies to age 3. And we'll get you the craft sticks and everything like that as we send these things out. But here's what, and then this is another thing I wanted to talk to you parents about. See my Goldilocks, I cut her all the way out, all the way around. Now some of your older kids, ages 4 through 6, they might not be able to handle that close cutting yet. So you can do like I've done with the rest of mine and just kind of have them do an outline. If you remember the 3 pigs cutouts, there was a dotted line around them. If you want to make a dotted line for them to cut out around, that would be great because there's still room on the back for either the craft stick or the piece of felt, and they can do that. And you see I have colored mine in. This is my family. This is my bear family. And this is what I thought my table in my story looked like. And this is what I thought that the chairs look like for my bear family. See, the papa's got a big chair, mama's got a comfy, cushy chair, and the baby's got a little chair. And I kind of corresponded it to what they're wearing. See, baby has an orange chair, and he's got an orange shirt. Mama's got a purple dress, and she's got purple flowers on her chair. I don't know if you can see that really well. And Papa Bear has a heart on his sweater, and so he's got a red cushion on his chair. So it's totally up to you what you like to do, how you like to color. Here's how I did the beds. There's, if you don't want to cut around exactly everything and cut it out like I did the Goldilocks all the way around, this is what you can do. You can leave a little white space. That's fine too. Here's Papa's bed that I made. And here's my curtains for my window. That's what I did. Another thing you can do if you decide that you are going to cut everything out on the heavy dark line for the ages 4 to 6, or even if you're cutting out for the babies, if you get a roll of clear contact paper and you can put it out to however large, and then you can kind of cut around, make sure that it's still sealed. These figures will last a little longer because this is just cardstock. And after a while, once they play with it and handle it, it's going to start falling apart. So if you want it to last a little longer, you can cover it in cardstock. There's this, get the sticky side up, put it down, cover it with this other sticky side, and then trim it. Just making sure to leave a little bit around so that it will stay closed. Okay? But let your kids play with these things. Let them see what their story turns out to be like. And if it's something that you're very ambitious with, you could even write down their story as they tell it with their puppets or with their flannel board. Even the little tiny ones can tell you a story. And if they want to make up any songs to go with it, they can. But I just hope that you all have a great time with 3 bears. And I will see you in another video with some more crafts and some more stories. So I'll see you later. Bye.